Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Captain Shack here, and welcome to Grim Dawn. If you've never seen this one, I highly recommend it. It's over on Steam right now, super cheap because of the Steam summer sale. I've been playing a boatload of it with Tabby once again. It's one of those titles that we always seem to like cycle back to, and especially as the DLC went on sale with the base game, and that brought us back into it. This right here is my Necromancer. He's looking super ugly right now, but we're gonna fix that in this video because you can transmute items. So what is Grim Dawn? Well, we're playing Grim Dawn, the Forgotten Gods. This is with all of the DLCs, which are also on sale. I've never played through them all, so we've just recently started playing through the new content. At least it's new to us. I'm playing as Cypher, a pure Necromancer build. We're gonna dive into this character, talk about what the game is, and why I'm still set up for multiplayer. Why I recommend it. So not join multiplayer, we're gonna go single player, accept and start. Load on in. Grim Dawn is an interesting one. It is, and I mean this in the best possible way, a Diablo clone, right? Diablo 2, once that dropped, we've had game after game after game after game in this style of action RPG, loot and scoot. I can zoom in here, I can see my character. You've got your inventory screen with, your color-coded items on their rarity and what they've dropped, all their special abilities, their stats, so you can build out your build, and then of course your class. What's cool about this one is, though, when you make your character, you don't choose a class. You choose a class after level 1. If I go into the class screen here, and right now it's even telling me, hey, choose your second class, because in this one you can mix and match what classes you have. I'm playing a pure Necromancer, meaning I have not picked a secondary class. But if I wanted to, I can. Actually, this is quite nice, because now I can show all the classes, including the ones added with the DLCs. You've got your soldier, can use any weapon in the game. Your demolitionist, where you're gonna be throwing a lot of grenades. That's right, it's Diablo with guns. You can dual wield pistols as the, what is it? I think it's the Inquisitor. Yeah, the Inquisitor gets dual wielding pistols, which is fun because you get a really high fire rate. And then you can do fun abilities with those pistols. The Occultist, you're gonna be summoning stuff like hellhounds and crows, which is what Tabby is playing. She's playing a mix of this, and I wanna say Inquisitor, she's dual wielding pistols, I'm pretty sure. You can play as the Nightblade, your classic rogue, which gives you lots of teleports and mobility, so you can teleport behind targets and stab them or go invisible for a while, or blind other targets with smoke bombs. Your Batman stabbing rogue-like character. Your Arcanist, this is gonna get you into more of your Sorcerer from Diablo. Large AoE effects. Your Shaman, you're gonna get into your life magics, your regen. I should actually click this and see some of the abilities here. I think they also get this, yeah, they get some kind of cool hellhound as well. A different pet. There's a lot of pets in this. Like, I think every class or half the classes have some kind of pet. I am loving pets as the Necromancer. It's my first time ever playing one in this. This is my build at the moment. Let's go ahead and undo this class selection. Who else was there? Necromancer is what I'm playing, of course, and it's like D2 classic Necromancer. Tons of skelly bones is what I'm playing as. You don't have to. There's a Golem, which is also a Diablo 2 style, where you can have this like beefed up Golem. And then Oathkeeper is, I believe, the newer one that was added in one of the DLCs. So you're gonna get into, having lots of sorted board abilities, and I think there's a lot of resistance stuff in here. There's also a Smite ability somewhere, because Tabby's been using it a lot. All right, so let's undo that class. Let's look at mine. I have maxed out my army of skelly bones. Let's look at the map, see how big the world space is. I'm actually in, at the moment, the DLC area, which is this like side map here. And the map is quite big. I wish I could zoom out more so I could really show it to you. This is base game. Every one of these is a teleporter to a new region, right? So you can go all the way up here into the main plot. You can run all the way over through here, main story stuff, off into the back, away, keeps going all the way. I haven't done any of that yet with this character. We got a long ways to go with our new characters. But we've been jumping over here to the DLC map, which is a desert map, so it's a nice change in terrain. Let's jump over to the Vanguard of the Three and get into a fight. And then I'll teleport back, and we'll look at some of the newer features that came in one of the DLCs, like being able to change my gear, because, man, my character is ugly. Also, notice, I'm a Necromancer with, like, a scoped rifle? I love this. I absolutely love this. Okay, one thing that they did add with this DLC is movement abilities. So you've got like the classic barbarian jump if you want to add that to your character. There's just a lot of character, whoops, don't want to touch that, customization. You know what, no, I don't want to be here. I want to go to a different region because this is new and I don't want to see this without Tabby. I'm not gonna play it without her. So we're gonna bounce back to like the Corvin Sands and get into a little bit of a fight back here. There we go. We'll raise my skeletal hordes. Look at them. So with the Necromancer, the skeletons that you get, and I have to wait until the ability recharges because I can have quite a few more skeletons than just this. It just takes a little while to summon them all. There we go. It's random, right? And it's random based on, I believe, what perks I've taken. So if we go into the skill list, like which ones of these and how many points I have in them will change the rate at which the different skelly bones like have a chance to show up. So I don't see often the traditional normal just skeleton with no armor on. And you'll notice he's probably got the least amount of health, maybe? No, actually he has the same health. Let's summon again. Yeah, there we got one of the larger knights. He's got an extra couple hundred health there. He's got some kind of cool smoke effect and he's using like a pickaxe. Now, we were playing yesterday. Let's go ahead and get into a fight over here. We were playing yesterday and I had a summon where I got nothing but crossbowmen. Look at my army. I got a mage in there too. No mage, don't go in. What are you doing? I had an army of nothing but skeletons. It was like having a firing line. It was amazing. And I also had a crossbow. So all you heard in the background was pop, 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 pop. And since I have my right click set to, hey, all pets attack this target, we've actually lost some skeletons. Let's summon some more. I would just nuke them with firing line, which was great. Let's do a summon of Skellybone Wall. It's a cool little ability I picked up recently where when I cast it, I do a big AoE, and if I hit a target, I give all of my skeletons a damage buff. A damage buff, yeah, it's pretty good. I think I have to kill the target, actually. A little AoE damage isn't bad, though. This is still not the largest the army can be. I did have the golem for a long time with this build, and I got rid of it. Come, army. This is my right click to command the troops, so I can actually order them to move around. Okay, there's not a lot of movement here. Let me get up. Help shoot these guys. So yeah, I can order them to move wherever my cursor is. They do stack up on each other. This is as close as you're gonna get to having full command of your troops. I don't know why none of the action RPGs in this genre haven't been like, hey, maybe we should make the Necromancer and the pet classes play more like an RTS? How fun would that be? Where I could like box select my troops and move them around in formations? There's nothing that says we all have to move around with left click and use our 1 through 5 keys as ability keys. But Diablo 2 like set a standard and nobody wants to break that standard. All right, let's go ahead and give everybody a buff. I have a number 3 ability here that lets them all do twice as much damage for a set period of time, using up a little bit of my mana. We are maxed out on numbers, but I'm gonna go ahead and summon some more. There's a really annoying enemy here in the desert. Look how good this looks. This dropped in 2016, right? I think the game looks great. The voice acting is and the storyline is fine. It's passable. We've played through and we've listened to all the audio dialogue bits, but okay, we got a boss over there. Actually have an elite. Get in there, Boils. Okay, don't like that. I'm very much a glass cannon. I cannot take hits. Yoink. That's the movement ability that I picked up. I've lost a lot of my troops. Let's get you all focused on one target so we can start knocking them out a little faster. Yeah, notice that like that enemy had 13,000 health, whereas my skeletons only have like 4. So it really takes us working together. So right now I'm down to 3 skeletons left. Engage that target, slow him down for me. Cool, let's grab these up. W, hot swap weapons. So if I wanna switch over to the scythe and, where's my offhand? Did I sell my offhand? No. Lame. Oh, I gotta put some points into cunning. When you level up, you get points into cunning, or physique, or spirit. You can really figure out what these are. Spirit's gonna be your mana, your spell casting. Cunning is gonna be your range damage, your accuracy, and then physique is gonna be your health and some of your strength for your melee attacks. And you can get the deep dive in what all of these do by going into the stats button right here. This will give you all the information. If you love this kind of stuff, if you really want to dive really deep into character creation, you can do that. And you can imagine, like mixing and matching all the words. I feel like I speak for a living. If you want to mix and match, your character class to really get something crazy, like a ninja shaman who has pets and teleports, or an occultist, maybe, I don't know, maybe you could go occultist with an inquisitor. So you've got all of the ranged stuff, or it's all about elemental damage. You could totally do that. I had a lot of fun with the soldier Oh, what did I run? My first character was a soldier demolitionist. And I was basically just a rifleman with grenades. Ran around chucking grenades at people. Like, imagine playing through Diablo as a flintlock rifle soldier from the Napoleonic era with a backpack full of frag grenades. That was my character, and he was super fun. There's something really great about feeding demons frag grenades. Get wrecked, fools. Now, if you are like me and you like a little bit of a challenge, Tabby got me started in this, and this is what brought me back to Grim Dawn. It's a personal gameplay style. Right here in the bottom left is your loot filter. Now, we have played through this entire game with only monster infrequent, epics, and legendaries turned on, and of course sets, right? So we didn't have rares or magic or common, none of that, meaning that the loot that we find is fairly limited. And the only gear that we set ourselves is allowed to equip is stuff that we found off of these categories, or stuff that we bought or crafted. So it meant that our level for gear, because we are playing on veteran, by the way, our level of gear has always been kind of slightly behind, and that has made the game far more enjoyable, because even on veteran with a new character, I find the difficulty is just not, let's raise an army, is not high enough. You need a little spice. And then, you know, we're kind of playing, switch weapons. Playing permadeath, not actually on hardcore, just doing our best, making sure we don't die. There we go. Let's go ahead and push through here. So that there's always that challenge, and that means that we've had a lot of really close calls, living on the knife's edge, always feeling like the content's got something to wow us with, and never kind of getting bored and just defaulting through targets and not thinking about what we're doing at the time. And with her paladin character she's playing with now, playing as the tank, it's been fun. It's been fun set of rules, because like that's all we see popping up. If I hold down Alt, you can see what's actually dropped. There's a lot of loot. I would say there's almost too much loot in this game, because you'll find yourself going back to town way too much if you're really worried about all the loot that drops. Just a recommendation if you do end up picking it up. If you're a veteran of playing a lot of the Diablo-style action RPGs, yeah, crank it up a bit. All right, what else we got? It's a pretty simple character build. Another recommendation I have is, when you have the opportunity around level 20-ish, 25-ish, the DLC seems to be kind of built into the game now, if you do end up picking up the DLC, and you'll find that there is a hard level jump. This is what we've noticed, having played the first time with this DLC. When you start going this direction on the map, we've noticed that there was a 7-level jump from where we were. We're like, what's going on here? It's because the DLC content has opened up, and it looks like it's kind of built into it pretty well for the leveling. Like right now, we're looking pretty good. We could go through the foothills if we wanted to. And you'll know when the DLC content opens up. It'll come up over on the right-hand side as one of your active quests. Go talk to a diplomat. He'll send you to the new lands, and you can move back. Like I can go back to Devil's Crossing right now if I want to, which is the starting village, which you'll always, you know, go back to, want to do all your quests for. And even shut the door on me. Look at that. Which is pretty sweet. It means that it's built in. You're not going to find yourself too over-leveled. So don't be afraid to start this DLC content once it pops up. Also, you're going to want to do that because you'll get the movement abilities like this. Whee! And then you can actually dodge out of combat, or have the barbarian dive into combat, or the teleport ability. That's where they come from. They come from the DLC content. If you're going to do that, though, what I have found makes the game so much more enjoyable playing a little bit of Diablo 4 recently is having spacebar be a dodge. I recommend putting one of your ability, my 7 key is actually mapped to spacebar. So every time I hit spacebar, I use the ability to dodge. And I can, you know, bail on whatever the fight is. So yeah, bind one of these to your spacebar key, because it doesn't really do anything anyways. I'm gonna go back up to, let's go out of town, actually. See a new environment while we chat about, here's where the DLC content is. Oh, and before, this is something, in our first run through, we didn't know this existed because we didn't have the DLCs. This is why I recommend the DLCs highly. Where is he? It's been a minute since we've been back to this town. There, Transmutation. So, I love that RPGs are going this way. We're seeing this more and more in every title that drops. The Illusionist will allow you to, I can get rid of that silly hat, will allow you to change out the look of the gear that you're wearing. If you like the stats, but you don't like the look, right? I've got a lot of heavy armor here because of my first soldier character, but I'm starting to get some of the light armor stuff. I like that. I can dig that. You can even do your weapon. So if it's a two-handed ranged weapon, you can swap it to any of the two-handed ranged weapon skins that you got access to. So I can switch over to like this fancy crossbow that I picked up, which I may very well do. I mean, this is very Necromancer though. We'll go with this one. We'll go with, that's quite cool. I like that. So you're collecting all the looks. I really need to get better shoulder pads. I need to start equipping these more. Oh, the legendary ones I had with the fire effect. That's cool. You even get to keep the effect even if you don't have the fire on there. Apply illusion. Neat, neat. Yeah, those boots would leave a trail of fire behind them and damage anyone that walks into it, which was kind of cool. Let's roll out. Summon a larger army. Yes, skelly boys, fill them full of sticks. We've got all the crossbowmen, let's go. I wish you could customize what skeletons you summoned, because I would go with firing lions of skelly bones any day. Yeah, these guys are level 32, so these are actually matching up with us now. These guys were like 8 levels higher than us before we tried to do the DLC. There's a little bit more character customization, I should mention, before we get into it, because some of you may be like, is that really it? It's just a couple of trees, right, with abilities? And it's a weird one, too, because as you level up, you can put points into the class abilities. I love that picture, by the way. That's very cool. Very gunslinger-esque. But you also have to put points into the class itself, which gives you those stats, right? Physique, cunning, spirit, and then health and energy at varying amounts. So if you put points into, like, soldier, you'll get more physique. If you put points into, obviously, this, you're going to get more cunning. Well, not only do you put points into this, you have to put points into the class ability that you can only put points into, if we go to Necromancer, as your class level up goes. So if I said, you know what I really want to do? I wanted to level up just the class, which I've already put a ton of points into, and I want to max it out, and I want to get to those back-end abilities back here, like Master of Death, which gives me a bunch of pet bonuses, which I'm definitely going to go for to make my skelly bones better. I could do that, right? Or I could spread out and have lots of different abilities. Like this one gives me a pierce attack, which makes me like an ethereal bolt or bullet that can go through multiple targets because, Necromancer. I'm shooting ghost bullets? Yeah, I don't know, you got me. You can't go this way. I can't build there, something's in the way. Let's clear these out. Fire, skelly bones, fire! Oh, they've like cursed us. Weird. Let's open the door. You will also find that your characters don't understand how door technology works, and every door you find, you'll just like kick in. There's actually a quest here. Get up! Oh, there goes my health. Oh, that would be so silly if I die without Tabby here. That would be so sad. After how far we've gotten in the game. I don't have my heavy tank. We kind of built our characters around each other. I'm used to having her there with her healing raven healing me, healing my army of undead. There we go. She's got a hammer that imparts physics to dead bodies when she hits them, so she's like golf slapping them into the air. It's the funniest thing ever. What is this? What do we pick up? An incendiary helmet. All right. Damage, flames of Ignafar. I don't know what ability, though. Fire strike. That sounds like their version of the sorcerer. Is it really dumb looking? My head's on fire. Yep, that's a thing. It's a weird world space where it feels like the world's already ended and you're kind of just revenging it. Like there's everywhere you go, right, has been wrecked. Couldn't knock them out. Pressing on. But more or less, let's buff everyone and then kind of push through. There we go. More or less, I just wanted to talk about Grim Dawn because it's a cool game. This week has been a lot of like going back to classic titles on my Steam list and just enjoying them. From Helldivers last Friday, we were streaming it, which we're gonna stream it again, I think this Friday. This one coming up. To Grim Dawn. Got a couple more that I think I might pop into and get the boys playing. Cracked lodestone. Another way of getting abilities is you pick up these stones Like this, let's see. Where's the lodestone that I just picked up? The tuned lodestone right here. This will give you static charge when hit. Nova lightning. This is an AoE lightning attack. And if I right-click it, I can put it in a weapon that doesn't already have something in it, and you actually gain a new ability that you can cast. So if you're a melee user with no real ranged attacks, you can put a fireball into your sword and have your sword fire fireballs at people with your right-click. Like, that's the weird... It's very Path of Exile in that way with those abilities. But you also get them from your class, too. All right, ladies and gents, that's it. That's the video. Go play Grim Dawn if you've never played it before and you don't feel like spending 70 bucks on Diablo 4. Plus, you know, it's got a cash shop. Ah! Can't believe it. Can't believe it. The thing that exists. All right, everyone. Me and my skeleton horde is gonna go free the world. Bye, everybody. Let's go. And then there's no enemies to fight. Just a bunch of cows. Why are we fighting cows? We're not the hero this world needs. But now we're the one they got. Have some skelly bones.